It's me, Turble Selbor, depressed bisexual who's going to teach you how to use Linux. This is part, oh god, 4 of a significant tutorial for a total conversion from Microsoft Windows to a Linux system. My goal here is not merely to teach you how to use Linux, but I want to give you the tools that you need to solve your own goddamn computer problems, okay? What you need to know about this tutorial. This is some basic shit from basic people, all right? I'm not a computer scientist. I'm just a gamer. I expect you to know a few things because I'm not going to explain how to do them. I expect you to know how to get onto the internet. I expect that you know how to download a file from your browser. I expect that you know how to use a mouse and keyboard, even if your mouse doesn't look like this. And I expect you know how to install software on your computer using an exe file. All the other stuff I cover in the video series. So if I try to explain to you how to do something, I'll have covered it previously. So what we're going to talk about today, we talked about the kernel last time and how corn has a lot to do with computers. Now we got to talk about the operating system, right? Because nobody runs just a kernel these days. And if you are, I got to know who you are. I really want you to talk to me. The kernel is the seed and core of a computer system, right? But it's doing a lot. But like I said, it doesn't really talk to you that much, right? It's talking to programs, it's talking to the hardware, and like you might interact with a program, but the kernel seems to be mostly dealing in program and hardware land. The kernel is the center and core of a computer system, but around it, we have a complex system of programs that perform tasks or operations, and that's what operating system is. It enables you, human person, to operate the computer. There's a lot of different ways to do an operating system, and not all of them will be familiar to you. For example, this is the login page for my server at home. It's modern OS, right? In fact, I'm using this same OS to record this video right now. But you'll see that the way this works, it's all text. It can run all these programs, but the only interface is text. So in modern desktop computers, a typical OS is going to have like a whole bunch of shit in it, right? And we're going to go over the mostest critical components that you're probably going to interact with no matter what. So pretty much every OS is going to have these components, right? You're going to have the kernel, which we've already talked about. You're going to have the bootloader. So the bootloader is an early program that's main job, it starts when the computer boots up, and its main job is to load the kernel into memory so the kernel can finish booting the system. Modern kernels are pretty big, but bootloaders tend to be pretty small. Every operating system is going to have a thing called a shell, which is the way that you interact with the operating system. So a shell is one of the most important innovations in computers, since like the invention of like electronics, right? But most people have never heard about it or really thought about it that much. The shell is the way humans interact with the operating system, and it's the user interface. All computers have a text shell that allows direct interaction with the OS. In modern computers, most of the OSs you'll interact with also will have a graphical shell, such as the Windows desktop or GNOME desktop environment. And this is what most people think of when they think of a computer. A desktop environment, in addition to all that other stuff, has a bunch of stuff to help you use the system through the power of graphics. So a mature desktop environment provides all the programs you would need for general computer use, like typing or surfing the internet or opening a PDF. Every operating system is going to have some kind of file manager, a way to manage files on the system, right? And allow you to do it as well. It's possible to manage files entirely through a shell, but it sucks. You'd be a real freak to do it. It's like real gross shit, dude. What the fuck? Use something righteous like Nautilus or Dolphin, like a file browser. And the other thing an operating system is going to have is standardized system libraries, which these are basically code libraries that other programs can use to interact with the operating system. So it creates a standardized way to make programs for that system specifically. Modern operating systems also will have an additional thing if it's intended to be used as a general purpose operating system, and that is a package manager. The way most people are familiar with package managers is through your phone. Yeah, so the app stores are package managers, right? They let you download a specific software that's designed for your system, and it will just install it and update it for you. Now that we've covered all of that, just gotten all these components down, and now that we know what those are, we can finally talk about the thing that this series is supposed to be about in these after these first 4 videos, and that is how to pick a Linux distro. Join me in part 5, where I talk about the absurd number of Linux distros that exist and why you probably only should choose between like 20 of them.